the film of what you guys were able to do, 187 yards. And just thoughts after being able to take a look at it.
Yeah, just again pleased with our players' effort. Again, thought we played with a lot of passion and toughness. For the most part, they played fast, and our positioning was good. I thought our guys played strong up front. Our fits were pretty good. Situational football, red zone, third down, fourth down. Guys did a nice job. And kind of probably the most displeasing part was the drive just before the half. Two drives before the end of the half, where we let them get down the field and they scored a field goal. Where we really had a chance. I think it was 17-3 at the time. And give them that field goal to give them a little bit of hope, going into half. Made a couple mistakes on that drive, but they play a lot of guys. We've got a long way to go improvement-wise, fundamentals, technique, positioning, just a lot of things that we got to get better at. But through 3 games, and again, trying to help guys grow up, pretty pleased.
The defensive line in particular, how do you think those guys have played in the first 3 weeks as far as what you expected out of them?
Well, they've gotten better. I think they've gotten noticeably better as a unit. Again, particularly at defensive end, where you lost a lot of experience, not just Cleveland and Austin. You lost, the guy that had been being groomed, hadn't played in a year, but he had Richard Yeargan, Chris Register. Those guys are seniors, are always valuable to have. But to see guys like, again, those 5 guys are all kind of grown up still. And then Tyler Davis and Niles, Jordan, Darnell, Rook, those guys all played there inside. Seen them noticeably just get better, each week.
Just watching it, I thought KJ Henry might have taken a step forward.
Yeah.
I saw it, being able to get the quarterback, then on the next play set the edge like he should. Are you seeing that continue?
Yeah, learning how to be a really good DN and how to be physical and fundamentally sound and put your eyes where they belong and keep your nose over your toes and play with bent knees and not look in the backfield. Just try to, again, just learn how to be a disciplined player, and he's done a nice job of that. Really noticeably from where we were in the spring to where we were at the beginning of camp to where we were at the end to now where we are through 3 games. He's done a nice job, getting better. I've seen Xavier Thomas kind of do the same. Justin Mask will do the same.
Brent, what goes into a unit having a couple of those big-time goal line stands like you did against Georgia Tech, this time against Syracuse, in situations where the other team's going to score like 90%
I think
of the time?
attitude, belief, confidence, those 3 things, just to be a good competitor in anything. I think those are great qualities and traits to have. Having the right kind of attitudes and mindset. They come down here, we hold the field goals. We force a turnover, get a 4th down stop. And so it's got to come with attitude as opposed to, oh man, we got the ball down here, they're gonna score. It's easy points. So I think just having the right mindset and the attitude, and then the belief. Patient play it one play at a time. You can have success, and it takes a lot of toughness and courage to do that too.
And we talked about everybody who you've lost coming into this season, but did you see maybe this kind of attitude on some of these guys?
I think that's developed. I mean, it's easy if you sit there and, oh yeah, we knew it all along. I did. Yeah. That's developed. They decide on what that's going to look like. And we're still, again, a work in progress. We really are. You got to keep everything in perspective. Whether it's Georgia Tech and the new staff and option football, trying to be a spread, to Syracuse and the struggles they're having maybe up front, and a new quarterback. You got perspective. So, but our guys have the right mindset. We got good leadership, and we got a group of guys that care, that play really hard, that let you coach them hard. So this has been a fun group in itself too. Last year was fun because even though they were veteran and experienced guys, you know, they still had a humility to them, and let you still coach them. There's ownership, and so far so good, and through 3 games.
You got to be pleased about that leadership developing too, because obviously you had.
Yeah, we
very
lost a lot of great
outsized
leadership.
leaders. Yeah.
Great leadership. That you know, particularly Trayvon Mullen was a great leader in the secondary, and then Trey and Kendall, JD and Judah, and Jalen. There's 5 guys, and we had Shaq was a really good leader. Shaq was for a guy that hadn't played, probably our best leader for a guy that hadn't played as much. Just had a lot of respect. So there's 6 linebackers you lost, and then again you lost not only the foursome, but then you lost again. You lost a Huggy, and then but you know, a guy like Chris Register was a well-respected guy, you know, that brings know-how and experience and things like that, and ownership. You know, and that's a lot of what leadership too is. Man, I paid the price. You know, I own a real small little sliver over here, and this matters to me. It matters what you do and your attitude and so forth. So, you know, some guys have bigger roles on the field, and so you feel like, you know, there's more of a leadership, but everybody can contribute, you know, leadership. So to see that group of guys really kind of come into their own, and I'm talking really about the returning guys in the secondary, and then you know, Isaiah and Chad and you know, Jamie, you know, in particular, being good leaders. You know, where we took it from all the really that foursome plus again those backers, and now it's kind of transformed our back 7 as a whole. We provide a lot of good leadership.
Brent, what can you say about the season that Isaiah Simmons has had so far? You know, what he brings to the table, and then giving you that rare piece that you can put out there and just kind of just freak people out with him.
Yeah, I mean, he's a very dynamic player, and has a chance to be a great player, and is on this. You have to do that for a whole year, you know, see if that's what you can become. But he gives you a lot of versatility. He's long, he's athletic, his football IQ is really improved, and now again just trying to just still polishing and working to clean up fundamentals and techniques and things of that nature to help him become a great player. And but his work ethic is terrific. I think he took more snaps than anybody on the team in the game, so he's got a lot of durability as well. You know, his role in special teams, and then his role, you know, as a player, you could do a lot of different things with him.
Mario played most of the second half. How do you think he played?
He did very well. Yeah, he did very well. Mario really showed up, played well, made the most of his opportunity. Not really displeased with any part of what he did when he got in there.
When you sit down on Sunday with a blank slate to devise a game plan for the new opponent, do you have fun with that aspect of it? Do you get enjoyment out of putting together a scheme and that type of deal?
There's strain involved, and you know, you enjoy that part until you get it worked out. There's a lot of strain. And then you got to get everybody, you know, staff-wise, we all, you know, collaborate and do it together. And then you got to get, you know, your players to be able to understand what you need to do in order to win. You don't need to reinvent the wheel, but you got to, you know, give your players the best chance to be successful. And so, I mean, yeah, I mean, there's enjoyment, especially when it works. But that's a, you know, daily challenge. It's a way to be competitive, you know, as a person. You know, you got to come to work and be competitive every day. And you know, where you really feel like if you don't do a good job today, you know, you're going to fail. So that, motivator, you know, in itself.
Is there a balance in doing what you want to do, but not overcomplicating it for the players?
Sure. Yeah, always.
What have you seen in UNCC so far?
Yeah, so a spread-based tempo offense. You want to run the ball. They give you a bunch of personnel groups. They're going to divide the field, a lot of eye candy pre-snap. shifts, motions, end overs, tackle overs. We've got really good running backs, good quarterback that's athletic, throws the ball with good touch and accuracy, can run around. They have designed quarterback run game, and good receivers. Number one is a really good player. Running back has excellent. LeMay, he's got excellent instincts. He's strong, powerful. He looks like Maurice Jones-Drew. Stocky, good balance, good explosion, great instincts. Runs through a lot of arm tackles. He got some good players, and staff's put him in a good position to be successful. They'll attack you, interiorly with the inside zone, and get outside and run the jet sweeps and stretches, and power counter toss, all of those things. Got all the tricks to go along with everything. We've got to really do a great job this week with our discipline and gap integrity, and a lot of it option principles, wing T principles with some spread throwing game. You'll get empty, and you'll get two back, two tight looks, and then everything in between. So Coach Healy's done a good job where he's been, and just 3 games into it, I think they scored the most points at App since maybe Miami. I think scored 45 a couple of years ago in an opener, and we all have great respect for App State, and they went up and down the field on them, at their place. So a year ago, I think App beat Charlotte 45-7, and then they put 40-some points on App this year. It's 55-44 or something like that. So they're doing a good job in utilizing their personnel, the right way. So we're going to have to show up. We're going to have to have a great week of prep. These guys, really require you to play with a lot. You can't just overpower them. You got to play option sound football, and then all the passing game that goes along with it.
Right, you guys are one of the fewest analyzed teams in the ACC. Is there a balance in teaching that discipline against wanting these guys to go full out all the time?
I think the discipline is kind of the way you run your program, and it carries over good or bad onto the field. And I see, they're going to be slappies off the field. They're going to be slappies on the field too. I don't think it's person of excellence off the field, and then you look like the Keystone Cops on the field. Right. So I really think it's how you run your program. Hopefully it's reflective to how you play, on the field.
You said you want to see Isaiah become more polished. What does that process look like when you're trying to get a player more
Just
polished?
play again. Just really no, that's not good enough. Get your feet underneath your shoulders, and keep your nose down, and be patient. Don't cross over. It's like correcting all the little things. Take a better angle, align differently. It's literally as simple as that. And then you'll have a really nice result. And so then when you get to the point of attack, you got your hips behind you. You can play behind your pads. You're not getting the guy down like this, half cockeyed and tackling him with your butt. You actually striking him with your pads and knocking him backwards. It's a better finish. Just being a better finisher and making more plays. Just cleaning up, getting fundamentals and technique, and that's what it is. Right.
Thanks, Brent.